Last night, took the woman out for some mediocre Mexican food in retrospect. Didn't quite sit right with me in the stomach. I don't feel 100%. I feel closer to 50%. The thought of enchiladas is sickening to me at this moment, a food I normally quite enjoy. And I kind of wanted to just lay around all day. But here we are, because there's always something to do, YouTube, video, film, and frankly, work does not care about your feelings. So you just gotta get out there and do it, you know? If I'm gonna adventure max, and I'm gonna make videos on the subject, I'm gonna live a vibrant and large life, then a single day I can't afford to be kept down lying around the house in the darkness. Kind of have to get out there, kind of have to make the most of things, right? So lucky enough that I was able to make my calls in the morning today, and then have an afternoon where I'm blessed enough to be able to go out to a natural trail like this. Not a single person on this trail. It is a Friday, it is a work day, so I understand that, but there's several million people in this larger metropolitan area. You're telling me nobody else wants to get out in nature and enjoy this beautiful sunlight? You got the Everglades off behind me this way. As soon as I pass a little trail section that has a proper vista, I will show you. But geez, I feel terrible. Had a couple drinks there too. I just feel too hungover for a couple drinks. So that place I'm not going back to. And I won't do them the disservice of naming that restaurant. But wow, it was terrible. It wasn't terrible, but it was pretty terrible, because I feel terrible the next day and I'm never going back there. So you live and you learn, and you do the work anyways, right? There's always a million excuses to not get out there and do what you know you need to do. If I want to grow this YouTube channel, I know I need to get out there and take more videos. I know I need to be a little more ambitious, right? As far as what I'm filming. So maybe that means me getting out there in this beautiful Everglades habitat, walking through the shade, little dapplings of sunlight through it, and just talking to the camera. Maybe that's what it takes, right? Maybe this is not what it takes. Maybe I'm missing the point entirely here, but you don't know till you try. And you gotta move the ball forward each and every day. They say that the difference between the people who, get the most done or the most successful in life is they're able to quickly move through things. They're able to really quickly, see if something works and then move on to it, right? So they don't wait weeks and months for their ideas to gestate. They just throw something at the page, they see if it sticks, they see what worked and what didn't work, and they continue moving onwards. This is like the 22nd or 23rd YouTube video I filmed, and I got a cousin, love him to death. I mean, we've been close since we were young, but he gets stuck on things. He just gets stuck on taking action on things because he views it as risky. He views it as, geez, well, what if it doesn't work? He wants to post YouTube videos specifically, well, among other things, but that's always been one of the themes, right? When we were kids, I remember he would post videos of us playing RuneScape, and they actually got some views. I guess it was a different era for YouTube or whatever, but nowadays, all he talks about is, well, there's so much competition, it's so hard to succeed, but I know he still wants to do it. It's like, dude, why have I posted more YouTube videos than you in the past 3 weeks than you have in the past 5 years we've been talking about this? He says it's because he doesn't like editing, or it's one of the reasons, it's one of the justifications, right, that's always given. I don't edit these at all, man. Unless I need to break up like one of those videos where I'm filming in the backyard and like the dogs start barking, and I know that would make for a bad user experience, so I'll stop the video and then I'll like restart it. Yesterday's video, I actually did my first editing because I started off going on some tangent about these two dudes at the gym who were like just taking a million mirror selfies. It was the most suspect, whack thing I've ever seen in my life. If you're a man, you should not be taking mirror selfies. I mean, get real, you know what I mean? By the way, look at this beautiful behind me, scenic little glade. Oh my God, there's a gator in there. Holy moly. Let me see if I can show it to you. Let me see if I can show it to you. I hope you can see this right here in the water. Getting bit by a horsefly. That's a gator right there, floating in the water. Unreal. I hope you can see that gator. That was too cool. That was too cool. So people, you know, they go, quick adventure maxing tangent. People will seek out these grand adventures, you know, on their screens or on video games on TV, where you can just go to a trail like this for free for $0.00, and you can see a gator just cruising, chilling on the edge of the Florida Everglades, one of the most amazing and unique natural environments on the planet Earth. And if you're in your area, I'm sure you have a different amazing and unique natural environment or some similar aspect. If you're in New York City, it's like you're in New York City. Get out there and enjoy it, you know? Anyways, so I edited this tangent out of the video yesterday because these two dudes were just taking mirror selfies. It's like, get over yourself. Stop being, as a man, you should not be vain. That's my take. Who are you taking those pictures for? Realistically, other dudes. Because women don't care. I mean, obviously they want you to be in good shape. I don't care what anyone says about dad bod, but they don't care about your mirror selfies. They think you're suspect, right? It's a weird, so you're taking pictures of yourself to impress other dudes. There's a word for that. Anyways, I edited that part out of the video. It's the first editing I've ever done. And every time I speak with this kid, my cousin, again, love him to death, but he just goes on about how hard it is to, you know, grow an audience, and how it's so saturated, and, you know, you can't be a YouTube superstar anymore, you know, and it's just, but I know he wants to post videos. So it's like, dude, come on, what are we doing? If you're gonna do it, just do it, right? I'm out here, this is my, again, 23rd video, I think, and I have 7 subscribers, and there's nothing. There's nothing. It's not like it's working yet, you know what I mean? But I don't care, because you power through, you learn by actually doing it. I'm not even gonna edit my videos. Look at that dude, Elisha Long. He doesn't really edit his videos, as far as, you know, as far as it seems, as far as I can tell. He just talks to the camera and talks about basically retard maxing, just being retarded. And he has like 250,000 subscribers, and you know, I enjoy his videos a lot. So they're very raw, they're very real. By the way, here's another habit of mine. I've mentioned before how I used to clean litter. Still do sometimes. So if you're out on a trail and you see some styrofoam like this breaks down into a million different little pieces, and animals will eat it, and you know, that's not what we need. It's not what we want. So what I'm gonna do while I'm filming, talking to you, is we're gonna open up the bag. Drawstring bag, always on me when I'm walking on a trail, and usually on me at least. And we're just gonna toss that in there. I already got a coffee cup lid. Slow down here. I already got a coffee cup lid, so we're leaving the place better than we found it. That's a dub. It's an absolute dub right there. So listen, the work doesn't care how you feel. And the work doesn't care that there's a lot of work to do. If there's something worth doing, yeah, it's gonna take a lot of work. It's probably gonna cause you stress, and you're probably gonna have up moments and down moments in that pursuit of greatness. You know what I mean? Like they say Steph Curry, I'm not a huge basketball guy, but Steph Curry will shoot like 1,000 threes every day or something like that. Maybe more, I don't know. Or he'll shoot until he makes like 50 in a row. I guess there's a lot of great basketball players you hear stuff like that about. Maybe Kobe was, maybe I'm blending a little Kobe in there, but it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of long hours. It takes a lot of, you know, sacrifice. And everyone wants to be those guys and looks up to those guys, but almost no one is willing to put in that work, because people just dictate their output on how they're feeling that day. Like, I just don't feel too good, you know, I can put it off till tomorrow. Listen, man, no, you kind of can't, because if that's your mindset, then tomorrow bleeds into the next day, into the next day, and the next day, and before you know it, you haven't made progress. You haven't actually walked the path you want to achieve. So this channel, I said yesterday my goal was to make $10 million a year and have YouTube be a part of that. Maybe that's a lofty and ambitious goal. Maybe I'm kind of overshooting there, but I know it's going to take a lot of work for me to get there. And I feel like this is one path that I can build myself in that direction. You know, I feel like this is one path where if you're watching this like YouTube series and you're documenting it, this can only positively impact it. Maybe someone will see a video who resonates with that mission, and you know, or something. Who even knows, right? Who even knows? But I feel like having, again, a personal brand nowadays is so key to doing anything like that, especially in an age where AI is kind of taking over a little bit. I don't know if taking over is the right word, but AI is becoming ubiquitous, and it seems like it may replace a number of jobs, and et cetera, et cetera. So you have to have something which separates yourself to be a difference maker in the world. But you can't get caught up on how much work is going to be involved to get there. And you certainly can't get caught up in, oh, the odds are long and it seems risky. Something that bugs me when people talk about, you know, something like posting YouTube videos being risky. This isn't risk. If anything, I'm just wasting my time. Like, if my average video is between 10 and 20 minutes long, and then it takes me about 5 minutes to upload a video because I put in very little work on the editing side. I know it takes some people hours to properly edit their videos, whatever, but all I'm risking is my time, because this actually doesn't cost me anything. It doesn't cost me a dime to film these videos. It costs me my time, but if I actually have a good time being out here on the trail, I would be out here camera or no camera. As I mentioned, I didn't even really want to film, but it's like I know I have to. So I'd be out here camera or no camera filming a video for you. Why not document it? There's no risk involved in that. It bugs me when people view something like this as risky. Like, just do it. You know what I mean? People make all these stupid excuses in their heads for why they can or can't do a thing. And it's just, if you're not spending any money on it, if all you have to exchange is a little bit of your time for a thing, it's not like I stand a real risk of, you know, getting my legs chopped off doing YouTube. You know, a gang of hard-hitting Albanians aren't gonna find my videos and, you know, beat me up, hopefully. That would be a title and thumbnail right there. But there really isn't any risk involved in this. I'm walking on a trail showing people alligators and talking about consistency, you know what I mean? So people will just invent all these reasons to not get started with something that they're passionate about, something they know they want to do, and they'll call it risk, when all it is a little bit of your time thrown down the drain. Listen, if I'm filming videos in a year and I'm still at 7 subscribers, obviously something's wrong. Obviously I got to course correct, change path. Maybe it was a waste of my time, whatever, but I will have learned something from it. I'll be further down along this path, this goal of mine that I have, than I am today. So it's a beautiful thing. There's no problem at all, you know? So what have we covered? Work not caring about your feelings, and just the fact that in pretty much anything worthwhile, a lot of work's gonna be involved. It's the truth. And you gotta get used to that, you know? I'm gonna be back to working in an office full-time in 2 weeks. And it's gonna be a fantastic money-making opportunity for me. It's gonna definitely force me to budget my time a little bit better. I'm not gonna be able to be out here on Friday afternoons doing this, at least at, you know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever time it is now. It's also gonna be a little frustrating, you know? It's a frustrating job in a lot of ways. It's a rewarding job, but it's a frustrating job. But it's also gonna be a fantastic opportunity to make money. So like, if you're not aware of the trade-off, if you just wanna, you know, make all this money, but also live a life of absolute freedom, well, you better actually build that path for yourself. It's something I found out the hard way is, you know, it's easier said than done to just be a YouTuber. When I was growing that Instagram page to 120,000 followers, well, I failed to monetize it, you know? I was still working an office job. I was still working, you know, very typical 9-to-5 environment. And so, you know, it's something you really got to build and be diligent about and be intentional about to build that income on your own. No, there's no amount of money, there's no amount of freedom in life, because when I talk about money, what I really want is freedom. I want the freedom of $10 million a year. I don't care about the dollar figure in my bank account. But when you talk about that freedom, there's a lot of exchange that goes into it. They say, what, discipline equals freedom? Check this out, by the way. Very beautiful. Florida Everglades environment. So that's where the Burmese pythons are at. That shouldn't be here. There's definitely some gators in there, rare birds. And so what the Everglades are is giant, basically sort of a river that flows through marshes, obviously, but from Lake Okeechobee, if you look up a map of Florida, you have Lake Okeechobee, and then down south, flowing all the way out to really the Gulf of America, is the Florida Everglades. Fantastic habitat. Very few people live out there. It's almost impossible to build on. It's, I mean, it's really just this. And this is, as far as I know, the only environment on the planet Earth that really kind of captures all these things, the swampiness, the flowing water, which I'm fairly sure is brackish in some places, the Florida panther, not just a hockey team, it's also a rare and endangered species of panther which lives out there. So it's a pretty cool environment. I mean, I've always been sort of in awe of the world around me. It's one of the reasons I love being out on trails like this, but the Everglades is something I've grown a whole new appreciation for as I've lived in Florida for a longer and longer time. What we're gonna do is walk a little bit down this way, and then the car's back that way. I gotta go to the grocery store. Gonna buy, I think, a nice steak tonight. Stay in, nice steak and baked potatoes perhaps. Could be good. That's a dinner, like a nice clean dinner after having some minor variety of food poisoning like I think I do right now. That's the move. I mean, geez, does that make you just feel so good, doesn't it? So that's what we're going for. So I guess a broad diversity of, again, topics being covered here. I recognize, again, that most of my videos are just rants. I hope that if you do watch these, you gain some enjoyment of just being out here hanging out with me, whether it's in the backyard, whether it's out in a beautiful natural environment like this one. Because that's all this is, just talking. Just talking. And if you're watching this video, I kind of hope it helps you too. You know, when I talk about this risk, a lot of people just get hung up on that roadblock. And if you find that that's you, man, you just kind of take some action. Just take action. Just walk in the direction of where you want to go. Because if you're standing and looking down the hallway, people always talk about, oh, like a new door open, like a new opportunity. Well, unless you're walking down the hallway, no doors are going to open, dude. You're not going to walk by any new doors. You have to be out there. You have to be actually moving your feet for action to happen. An object in motion stays in motion, you know? So again, it's kind of another one of the reasons to talk about adventure maxing. Let's say that you're someone with no direction in life. There's a lot of people, you know, maybe you don't really know yourself, right? Maybe you don't really know who you are and what you're about. So you're looking for direction. Well, go on these little adventures all the time. You'll find what you like and what you don't like. You'll meet some interesting people, you know, in the direction of what you're into or not into. You'll be out there. You're kind of growing your surface area for good luck by exposing yourself to new situations. And before you know it, maybe you have found something that you like, that you're passionate about. You know, maybe you've stumbled onto it entirely by mistake, but you wouldn't have found that on your couch, right? You can only find that by going out and adventure maxing. What is this here? Look at this, $1 million bill. Jesus is coming back very soon. It's written on the top. Will you experience the eternal riches of heaven? If you meet your Creator today, would you confidently anticipate a place in heaven? Have you read these commandments? And there's a QR code where you can, I guess, get better in touch with Jesus. I actually am a religious man. Father's Irish Catholic, so I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. But I don't know if my belief is, if I view it from a more functional lens, you know, I don't know. I see stuff like that and it makes me feel that people have been co-opted. Whoever is, you know, in charge of those things, I feel like they just use these little sects of belief for their own gain, and a lot of people can get, again, co-opted into it, which is kind of sad. It's one of kind of the sad things about religion, because I think religion can be such a huge positive. It can be such a great framework and guide work for, you know, how to live your life. I mean, America was built on Christian values, and a lot of people take that very much for granted. But in a lot of the world, you can, you know, there's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of death, there's a lot of these really negative attributes in countries that were not built on these, you know, foundations of Christianity. So a lot of Americans, I think, take that very much for granted. It's a great way to live your life, you know, acting as if there's a higher power above you, even if you don't believe in it, because that kind of forces you to be good in all moments. And I've also noticed, and this is maybe more of a deep spiritual thing, but every time I've had faith, every time I believed in something, it's been delivered to me like this, which is magical and almost defies reality. It almost defies like what you believe. And so I feel I have no choice but to believe in God, who's been so good to me, you know, over the course of my life. But who knew that we were going to end up talking about that $1 million question written on that fake $1 million bill on a rock on a trailhead in Florida? So, wow, very exciting. We've gone over a lot of beautiful stuff. We've gone over some nature, we've gone over some philosophy, and we've gone over some boots on ground philosophy of just kind of getting out there and doing the work, and a little adventure maxing in the mix. Come on, baby. So if you like this video, if you've been here with me this whole time, like and subscribe and all of those beautiful things. If you're one of the like 3 people who watch this, I love you very much. Thank you.